Welcome. In front of me I have the HOTWAV wave, however you want to pronounce this, no clue. But in any case, today I'll go over unboxing of this device and just a quick spec look to see what we get inside of the device. So let's just grab my knife so I can cut the little seal right here. There we go. Okay, so here's our device. Let's just pop it out. It is a rugged phone, as you can see. It is also really chunky. Boy, that's a phone and a half there. Then below that we have just cardboard. We do have a Type-C charging cable, so Type-C to Type-A, and we also get a charger, though I wouldn't assume that this is like a super fast charger. Come on, there we go. And that is a 10-watt charger, which you can see right here. And some manual and a sim eject tool. Let's throw that to the side. We do have some kind of film pre-applied right here, so let's see, is it also a protective film? And indeed it is, so I'm gonna peel that off. There we go. And it has a air bubble with some trash under it. Great. Okay, so it's turning on. In a second we will see the actual home screen, which is this device is running Android 12, so that's actually pretty nice. Now let's quickly go into the specs. So inside we will have 32 gigabytes of storage with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Also we have expandable storage using an SD card. We have a MediaTek Helio A22 processor, and let's see if I can find the battery. The battery size right here is a whopping 7,500 milliamps, so that is a massive battery in here. You could probably use this as a power bank comfortably, meaning. Okay, there we go. Now as you can see, the screen to body ratio is nothing to write home about. We do have massive chin, a massive forehead right there on the device, and bezels around are pretty chunky in general. So this is through and through a rugged device. Now continuing with the specs, the display right here. Now the info right here is most certainly not correct. So on the info it says that this is a 480 by 960 pixel display. This is a 720p display by the looks of it, not a whatever the heck that is. I don't think I've ever seen a device running this kind of resolution. I'm pretty sure this is a 1080p, though I'm guessing by the looks of it. 720 I meant. So just wanted to point that out. So wherever I'm getting this info from, because this isn't a very popular device, so it's a little bit harder to find the info for. Some of it doesn't seem to be correct. Now let's see if I can find anything about the cameras right here, which, keep in mind, might be inaccurate. But I don't even see any info about the cameras. So yeah. Now, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of go over this and then also see what we get. So at the back we have a fingerprint sensor, and we have a dual camera setup with a flash. Then this is just basically like a little loop for, I don't know, for you to loop something around here. And we get our Type-C charging port, and probably also pass-through. Let's see if pass-through actually works. So I'm gonna grab Type-C to Type-C. Now this might not work. I am fully aware of it, but not because of the phone, but because of the cable, and Samsung being Samsung. But we'll see. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. It won't even plug all the way in. Okay, so that's a bit of a dumb design. So because of the port being a little bit, you know, caved in, and the actual USB Type-C having some, you know, plastic around it, I can't plug it in all the way. Now, it might still work, let's see. Okay, so it works the other way around. My phone is charging this one. Oh, never mind, it is getting charged now. Just to bring it, whoops, completely up. Let's get rid of that. Oh, there we go, we can actually see it on a lock screen. Barely. It is saying that it's charging. Now the charging speed right here is probably like 5 watts, considering it's gonna take me 5.5 hours to charge it. So it is bare minimum, but considering this device has a 7,500 milliamp hour battery, if that is correct, then still, this is something that I can use on the go to charge any kind of device, and it's a phone, so you usually have that with you. So basically, you always have a power bank with you. So anyway, with that being said, this will conclude the look at the device. It is a rugged device, and just as all the other rugged devices, it has a bit lower specs, and it prioritizes the durability of the device. And unlike some other devices, this actually seems to be pretty durable, with the actual like extensive use of rubber around here on the corner specifically. So that would actually provide some benefit. But I do want to say or give other perspective to rugged devices. So if you buy a normal non-rugged device as an example, and you put a very tough case on it, something a little bit more bulky, you get the benefit of having basically a rugged device, and once it gets damaged, the case meaning, you can just swap the case out. Because over the time, if your device really needs to be rugged because you're dropping it around and you're using it in environments that could damage the device, then obviously the build right here, the rubber and plastic and all that stuff will get damaged over time. And once it does, you cannot replace it. It will be just kind of scuffed and just crap, and you can't do anything about it. But with a normal device with a rugged case, you can just swap out the case. And also, typically, the phones are, these non-rugged ones, are usually cheaper and work better than the rugged ones. So just kind of wanted to point that out. Now, this one obviously has a benefit of having a stupid battery size right here. So if that is something that you want as a power bank, as an example, then obviously there's not much I can say right here, because most normal devices don't have 7,500 milliamps. So there we go. Anyway, with that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.